Hi, my name is Parker. I'm making this video as an intro into my transition. I'm doing it for a number of reasons. I'm making a video because I want to document my changes. Hopefully, it'll help out another trans guy who's just starting out. Also, I'd like to have like a personal time capsule myself so I can look back on it in a year and say, oh, look how much I've changed. I always said that when I would make my first YouTube video I wouldn't be awkward, but I'm finding myself extremely awkward right now. So my name is Parker. I just came out yesterday. I did it quite publicly. I came out on Facebook. A lot of people will say not to do that, but I did it because I figured, a lot of people had already assumed that this was something I was going to go through with eventually. So I thought, well, might as well let them know that it's happening, and so they don't get confused when I suddenly change my name and I'm suddenly growing facial hair and, I don't really feel like I necessarily, owe that information to anybody. It's just, easier. It's just easier. People are still going to ask questions regardless, but at least they'll be aware of what you're doing, and I'm going to make sure that I update frequently so people do know what I'm doing and understand what's happening to me. I'm 22. I live in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I don't plan to live here the rest of my life, but right now, this is where I am. I knew I was trans, or I didn't know I was trans, but I knew I was male, straight away, I guess, when I was very young. It's a funny story. Me and my mother were having a conversation. I was about 3 years old, and I asked her to go to the store and buy me a penis, because I felt like I should have one, and it was gone, and it was missing, and I wanted it. It wasn't until a few years later that I found out what trans was, and that that those people existed, and I immediately knew that that's what was happening, but I'm not sure why, but I felt like I was in some sort of denial for a long time. My mother would ask me, well, are you trans? Are you a guy? You can tell me. She was a very positive support growing up. She was very open-minded, is very open-minded. I always felt comfortable telling her, what was going on with me. But I just, for some reason, never wanted to admit that I was truly a man and living in this female body, and I was extremely uncomfortable my entire life. I'm not sure why I didn't tell her, and I wasn't more open about it. I was confused, and I didn't know anything about it. And it wasn't until my friends started coming out as trans and started transitioning, that gave me the confidence to consider my options and to start to do the same. I'm pre-T and I'm pre-op. I would have started T a while ago, but I have a few health issues. I have fibromyalgia, and I'm also currently living with an autoimmune disease, and we're not really sure what it is, but my mother has lupus, so that's kind of what the doctor is thinking, but we don't know. So also I have this crazy bulge on my neck, and I'm not sure what it is and what it's from, and I've had ultrasounds, and I've had whatever. I'm going for a CAT scan on my neck in a couple days, so maybe that'll help me figure out what's going on. I'd like to get a few things addressed before I start the hormones, just to be on the safe side. I'm not sure if they're gonna contribute negatively to my health issues, or apparently they could kind of not cure me, but they could help my symptoms in the long run. I guess I'll find out, but I don't know when exactly it's gonna be that I'm gonna be able to get my, get prescribed testosterone. I haven't told my doctor. He's very religious. I'm kind of, I'm afraid. I've never really been afraid of anything in my entire life. I've always been extremely open. Coming out as a lesbian when I was 9, and kind of always keeping that label, never breaking away from that label until now. But I'm extremely terrified to tell him and to ask for, you know. So there's a clinic here in Winnipeg that I can go to get when I need to get counseling wise and hormone wise, but they only have like somebody in 3 times a week or something, and unfortunately Monday is not one of those 3 days, so I have to call tomorrow. Okay. So, anyways, yes, I'm 22 years old. I'm from Winnipeg. I am a musician. That's also a concern I have with transitioning. I'm a musician, and I just released an album last year under my biological name. I'm concerned about my voice. It's pretty deep as a female right now. It's pretty deep, considering, but I'm concerned that when I start hormones that my voice will change and I will have to relearn how to sing, or I might not sound as good as I did before. I'm concerned that I'm gonna have a great difficulty learning to sing as a male. Although, like, I might not. It might be easier, and it might be better, but I don't know that. These are all things that I'm gonna have to wait and kind of see how they go. Regardless of my voice, I'm always gonna be a musician. I find a lot of videos awkward, and so I'm trying not to be awkward, but I am, obviously. Because I'm not used to just sitting here and talking to a computer screen. I'm usually, talking to a person. So anyways, I'm going to start my transition. I have questions and concerns, and I'm going to make videos throughout this entire process. Hopefully some of you may be able to answer them. But for now, I'm going to go make lunch. So, thanks for watching this. I'm sorry if it's a little choppy and awkward and strange. That's just the way I am. If you have any questions for me, please don't be a stranger. Don't hesitate to ask. I'm pretty much an open book, and I'm willing to release any information. That's it. So I'll be making another video soon. Until then, thank you.